Good day all. My name is Fonta Nataliia and I am Associate Professor of National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnical Institute. My colleague Valentina Moskalenko is Professor of the Department of Software Engineering and Management Information Technology of National Technical University, Kharkiv Polytechnical Institute. Today I was privileged to present the results of our research on the methods of constructing a development trajectory as the basis of an intelligent module for strategic planning of the EPM system. Currently, many works are focused on the development of new approaches to solving strategic management problems, including methods of artificial intelligence. To solve individual complex of strategic management tasks, companies use special enterprise performance management (EPM) concept, which is based on a set of information technologies that automates the base management processes, forecasting, planning, budgeting, monitoring, and analysis, and others. In this report, the strategic planning subsystem as part of the EPM system will be considered. The main task of such a subsystem is to develop a strategic plan of the company's development. To determine market conditions in a strategic period, the company solves the problem of forecasting market indicators and classifies market conditions in which the company will operate. The market segmentation problem is currently viewed as a classification problem or a clustering problem using machine learning methods to solve them. Strategic forecasting results are important for product strategy development. Now, forecasting systems are becoming part of intelligent decision-making systems. Neural networks and machine learning algorithms are increasingly used to predict performance indicators. Combining the methods of mathematical statistics and machine learning methods allows solving complex economic problems in dynamics. Classification algorithms are used in many domains to extract information from data, predict the entry probability of events of interest, and eventually support decision-making. The business process of working out for development programs is implemented within the framework of the company's performance management system. Let's consider the components. A1. Implement strategic analysis. As a result, priority directions of the company's development are determined. A2. Forming of many common strategic development goals. The most promising goals are selected from the point of view of the success of the company's development from all permissible goals. A3. Forming of strategic development goals for the company. Many goals are formed as a result which ensure the effectiveness of the company's operation in the strategic period. A4. Develop a strategic map. The selected strategic goals are decomposed into goals for the future, finance, clients, business processes, and etc. A5. Develop a balanced scorecard which reflects the company's planned performance indicators at the strategic level. A6. The strategic KPIs are decomposed into KPI business processes and KPIs of the relevant structural divisions of the company. The planned annual values of all KPIs are determined in the intervals of the strategic period. A7. Development of a program of investment activities. The investment funds are defined to allocate on internal development projects and on external investment within the framework of investment activities of the company. A8. Development of a program for financial activities. The schemes of financing development projects and projects of external investment activity are developed. A9. Forming of the development program as a system of company plans, plans of all structural divisions and strategic budgets. The result of this process is a strategic development program that includes strategic goals, the planned values of key performance indicators, strategic budgets. This process is an iterative process. It is possible to return to the previous step after each procedure if it is impossible to obtain satisfactory results. Consider Block A3 in details. It is suggested to construct an acceptable company development path for each strategy in order to choose the strategy that is most effective for achieving the certain goal. These trajectories are a set of market conditions in which an enterprise can be located. The several trajectories are constructed for each strategy. This is due to the fact that each strategy can be implemented in different ways. Sets of possible market conditions are formed preliminary preliminary on the basis of forecasts. Each trajectory is a set of optimal transitions from one market state to another. As a result, each strategy will have its own set of trajectories. The trajectory is chosen from the set for every strategy in such way that implementation of this trajectory will allow the enterprise to achieve planned performance indicators in the best way. All goals and corresponding development trajectories are analyzed. Those goals best match the opportunities and predictable market conditions are chosen. Method of constructing a development trajectory for a given strategy to achieve a strategic goal is used to implement procedure A3.7. Let's consider the space which characterizes the market state of the company. It consists of subspaces in the intervals of the planning period. Market segment can be chosen as a market condition that is characterized by the volume of sales, the average market price of products, and other parameters. For simplicity, consideration is given to the case when the company produces one kind of product. Next slide represents defining of main variables such as vector of the variables which defines the market condition of the company, all possible states over the intervals of the planning period, vector of values for variables that describe states, number of the market conditions for the company, vector of initial values for variables. The issue is reduced to constructing development trajectory based on optimal transitions from one state to another along the intervals of the planned period. This issue can be solved by the sequential analysis of options method. The efficiency indicator can be found on slide. The solution of the development task at the planning period defines such market conditions of the company so that the criterion of total efficiency of the company reaches its maximum value under appropriate constraints. Issue is solved, and as a result, the trajectory of the company's optimal transitions is determined from the initial state to the target state over the intervals of the planned period with the represented value of the total efficiency. Thus, this trajectory will correspond to the optimal market conditions for company over the intervals of the planning period. This process is implemented for all admissible strategies of the strategic objectives under consideration. Set of acceptable development trajectories will be constructed as a result of each goal. Further, the decision maker chooses the trajectory for the goal with maximum efficiency, which will correspond to the options for achieving it. Decision maker chooses the goals that are most preferable and maximally realizable for the company based on the comparison of efficiency, the necessary investments for the implementation of the trajectory, and the analysis of the company's capabilities. The decomposition of the procedure for predicting possible market conditions consists of two blocks: market segmentation and market conditions forecasting. The segmentation problem is formulated as a classification problem and is implemented by one of the machine learning methods. Forecasts of parameters that characterize the criteria for market segmentation are determined here. The method of forecasting market states in the strategic period was implemented using a neural network with the Temporal Fusion Transformer architecture. Further, the markets are segmented by intervals of the strategic period using the selected classification method. In this report, the strategic planning subsystem is considered as part of the EPM system. The description of the developed business process for forming strategic goals of the company is considered. Suggested method allows the company to analyze its capabilities and capabilities of the market and use this information to choose those strategies, the implementation of which will grant not only achieve strategic goals, but also effectiveness for a long-term period. The segmentation problem is formulated as a classification problem and is implemented by one of the machine learning methods. Forecasting is based on neural networks. Thank you for your attention.